let everyone know GSL is on. We're on each day this week, 4 days right in a row. Anyways, down here in the bottom left, our Zerg player is none other than Kongho Losira.
Seems like the intro for the first player is always pretty long.
Well, they follow what the Korean commentators want to do, and
Yeah.
we can't really hear them well.
Well, up here in the top right, in the red, the Terran player, it is Byun. He is back. I remember the days when they used to bleep out his name because it's kind of a dirty word in Korean, but turns out that that's actually his last name, so then they realize, like, hey, we can't, that's not fair, you know.
And he actually, but the thing is, he played with that. Like, he changed his ID to excrement.
Yeah, I remember that. That was
Byun,
even darker
as you
time.
may guess, means poop. So yeah, I don't know. But anyways, this guy is like known for being patient. Had some of the longest games that we've ever seen. It really surprises me he does so well at this, because when I think of Byun, I only okay, he's going for his 3-Rax Reaper. This is cool. But yeah, he used to just do like turtley mech games basically. But anyways, let's talk about this. This is something I haven't seen any other pros do. I've seen Byun do it because I was watching before any of the like top level pro stuff like DreamHack, you know, Home Story, GSL, SSL, all that stuff. Before that came out, Byun was playing all the online stuff like base trade stuff and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And 3-Rax Reaper is a build that Byun has actually used a lot to great effect.
Yeah, Reapers are quite strong in Legacy of the Void early on. You can mask them to a certain degree. It's not 5-Rax Reaper all over again, but it's
3-Rax Reaper.
It's 3-Rax Reaper. You just put on a lot of pressure with it. It forces the Zerg back in their base, defending for a very long time, delays their third base for a very long time as well. You can sit at the bottom of this ramp, kind of force them to go into roaches as well. It's definitely very annoying to deal with. A nice tempo play that the Terran can do early on.
Yeah, it's like think about how strong like Reaper play, like a dedicated, like maybe a 2-Rax Reaper was in Legacy or Heart of the Swarm. Legacy of the Void is just way more powerful because of the grenade. The grenade just adds a lot to the Reaper. Nothing else has really changed. So, I mean, a lot of damage already being dealt. Softening everything up.
Relying on just these queens for now, but Link Speed is going to finish. Can he get us around here? Gets one.
Oh, man, he's in trouble already. Oh, no, nice grenades there. And actually will escape with these Reapers' lives.
Yeah, this is the problem. You got to be careful with these Lings out on the map.
Yeah.
The Reapers, when they're out in this number, can do a number to your Lings if they do get out of position.
Indeed, they can. And it looks like Losira just kind of hiding a group of Lings over to the side, maybe for a flank later on, when he chases the Reapers out of his base. With the other Lings that he's making, but Byun is actually like sitting back with his Reapers. So this is kind of interesting. Okay, here he comes. Because he's, I mean, it's 3-Rax Reaper. He can't just sit back. He has to attack.
You are investing a huge amount into a unit that's not going to be very good later on in the game.
Yeah.
You have to do a lot of damage early on, and it looks like he's kind of snuck around that Overlord. I don't believe saw it. And so when you get this many Reapers, you can come in here and 3-shot Queens. That's exactly what he's going to do.
Yeah, and in fact, already kills one off. The other one deep in the red right now. A lot of Speedlings actually coming in, throwing some grenades down, and it looks like the Reapers are going to start to get cleaned up here.
Just barely.
Oh, man, and like, okay, he forced a hell of a lot of Lings. So in that regard, it was successful, but I don't know if it was as successful as he was really looking for, because there's a hell of a lot of Lings out there, which means that counterattack is coming.
It's on the way, and a Baneling Nest is on the way as well. Tons of gas and minerals being saved up here to make a bunch of Banelings to try to bust the wall and win the game right now.
All right.
I think he may just be able to do it.
He might be able to, you're right. I mean, having a couple Reapers could be helpful if he gets the grenades just right to bounce the Banelings back and stuff, but
yeah.
Let's see here. There's not a lot of units for Byun right now. He's being a little bit greedy, right? 3 command center, getting that stem, but let's not forget he does have the 3 racks that he started with, so this is going to fill up pretty quickly if Losira doesn't hit.
19 Banes, 20 on the way.
Yeah, he's not screwing around.
And only 1 bunker, as well as a wall made of 2 supply depots.
Upgrade
so
complete.
I'm not even sure if Byun knows about this just yet. I mean, he's got a suspicion, of course, but this is not going to be enough to stop this many Banes.
Well, he bounces quite a few of them, and it looks like the bunker will go down here as well. The Ling's going to go in and surround. This could end up being it.
Yeah, there's just nothing left over. He's trying to get 5 Marines out at a time, but the wall is broken and tons of SCVs being surrounded now.
Yeah, GG, and Losira takes game number 1 against Byun. You know, it's a strat that if you actually do your research on Byun, you're going to realize that this is within his repertoire. And I would imagine you would have your team and your friends help you and be like, okay, what have you seen from Byun? And you'd find that he's done this enough that you should have an idea of what to do if you start seeing a bunch of Reapers.
Yeah, and I guess the idea was just to make an obscene amount of Lings and kind of bait the Terran of going into the main and like trying to get a huge amount of damage and then just sacrifice all your Lings in, and then the Terran just doesn't have anything else outside of those Reapers.
Yeah, it takes a lot of economy to actually get 3 racks Reapers going. You have to make the 3 racks, you have to mine a ton of gas. It takes a lot of build time. And he was chased back so early. He lost a Reaper early on, and every single Reaper is worth a lot with something like that.
He got caught out there right as Ling speed finished. I think he wasn't right on the dot with the timing of that because it looked like he was about to back up, but then all of a sudden the Ling swarmed in from the right side, and just losing 1 Reaper, as you said, is just way too much early on.
Yeah, he dealt with the crisis pretty well. Like, I was surprised he actually made out. I thought he was going to lose all of them, to be honest.
Yeah. He almost got us around on another one, which would have just been lights out from there almost.
Seriously. But good counterattack there by Losira, and taking that 1-0. Byun, you know, he's done very well in the online tournaments and stuff in the early phases. But let's not forget that a lot of he's been probably playing Legacy of the Void since the second the beta came out.
Yeah.
Whereas someone like Losira,
he's out of the curve, for sure.
Yeah. So will he be able to keep up? He's still doing well. Still doing well. We'll see, though.
Map 6.
Up here in the top right in the blue, the Zerg player, it is Losira. Winning that last game. Nice defense of the Reapers.
Yeah. His opponent, apparently on the X team, now one of the X-Men, it is Byun.
He's on the X team.
Yeah, I mean, if you're on a team called X Team, then what else can you say? I mean, you must be.
I mean, it makes perfect sense. I can't say that I've heard of any other X team.
I have not either.
Myself.
No.
So,
No, I mean, obviously a pretty good team. They have a player in SSL, a player that made it into preseason week 2. Will Byun be able to actually take Losira out here, though? Like, he did take him out in those SSL qualifiers, so definitely has the potential, but maybe he used some builds that Losira hadn't seen. Lucira's seen him now. He's feeling better about it. And it looks like Lucira's actually getting a little bit of a quick pool here.
yeah.
Playing rather carefully.
Pretty quick, getting that gas very early as well. Going to get pretty much the fastest Ling speed that you can get. Going to delay this expand a bit here. But on the other side of it all, we're just going to see Reaper expand from Byun, and he's not going to commit nearly as much to these Reapers this time around.
Yeah. I think maybe he's looking at that build. If I'm Byun right now, I'm going to look at that last game and be like, okay, it might be time to hang up this build.
Yeah.
This build, we may want to close this.
Yeah. It was good before people knew how to handle it. Now that people are seemingly beginning to learn how to handle it and practice against it, you got to just hang up the skates.
And now that he's played it in a televised GSL game, there will not be a Zerg player that does not know about him doing this build. Like,
exactly.
There could have been before, because there weren't like really high-end televised games of Byun that everyone watches, but like GSL,
there were some online tournaments, as you were talking about, but when you get this many people watching one tournament, and it's the GSL, of course, people are going to begin to realize what's going on here.
Yeah, so I don't know if we'll see him do that again, but here, certainly not. Just going right up to a reactor factory at the moment. Going to have that command center done pretty quickly. Losira sacrificed quite a bit of his economy to get this quick zergling speed, and it doesn't look like it's really going to do very much for him.
You know, he may look to run up this ramp as the reactor completes.
Oh, that's actually a very good point. He could try that.
I don't... You know, the speed is about to finish, but I think the swap is happening right now.
Yeah.
So I think he may have just missed his timing.
Well, looks like he is... oh, no, he's checking for it, but Byun playing that very carefully right there.
It seems like Byun first just going to get a lot of Marines out here, fill up that bunker.
Yeah, he's not screwing around.
Yep.
So, Byun teching directly up right now. Definitely something to keep in mind here, going straight into that starport.
Yeah, but it looks like it's going to be some sort of drop coming out here. Lots of Marines being produced. No Widow Mines. I think there was like just one Hellion in the mix as well. Yeah. Yeah,
he didn't really make a lot. He was basically using that to make add-ons. So, okay, a Banshee going to come out. This is interesting because normally you pair this up with a lot of Hellions. Instead, he has like an okay amount of Marines, and that's it. So it's like, it's not Hellion Banshee, it's just Banshee. Cloak Banshee play.
Yeah. And what happened to that medevac? Was I imagining that coming out, or is that just sitting in the base?
I think he just didn't make it, right?
Oh.
I think he canceled, I guess? I don't know.
Yeah,
we have a new observer here. We're not...
Yeah. We're going to learn with him
Yeah.
what's going on in Legacy of the Void. Yeah, it looks like it was just canceled.
Yeah.
Maybe I was just imagining that on the production tab. I swear I saw
Possibly. I did that with Infestors earlier today.
Yeah.
I'm like, he has Infestors. Where are they? Because I did see Pathogen Glance.
Yeah,
he did get that.
That came out.
It's like he got the medevac like boost upgrade, but no medevac. It's like, what? What?
Yeah.
But okay, so this is just Banshee play. But the thing is, this is a Spire. Look, he scans, sees the Spire. It's kind of heartbreaking when you rush up to Cloak Banshee.
Yeah, and he's even gotten Overseer already out. So as long as these mutas can get out in time, I mean, this Banshee is kind of taking the long way around to go into this back door. And there's 4 queens in position as well.
Oh, jeez. Oh. Yeah.
It almost dies. Oh, it does die. Oh, no.
Wow. Wow.
Well, not a good place for Byun here. He delayed his third base so much. He committed to Cloak while Losira was 100% ready for it. And now he's kind of sitting in his base. I mean, granted, Losira didn't get the fastest third base either.
Yeah.
He ticked up pretty fast as well, but he's going to have a ton of pressure even with these mutas already on the map. He's got 7 of them.
Yeah, I mean, two base mutas, really quite nice. But we do have Liberators being reactored out, so I don't know he's going to be able to do too much with this right now.
Not a lot of damage, but a lot of pressure.
Oh, that's so annoying.
No.
You tell me you can't shoot that turret? Come on. Thing was working almost perfectly. Come on. Like, but, you know, he has some good turret placements right now. And with Liberators popping out, the mutas are going to be pushed back pretty easily.
Yeah, he's got to get out of there with these mutas, actually. Finally, the Overseer is going to come over here. 2 queens going to push it away. Nice transfuse to save that queen.
Yeah, looks like the muta's going to be recalled to deal with this Cloaked Banshee as well. But that's pretty much the end of the Mutalisk harassment for now and the Banshee harassment for now, as there will be no more Banshees, and it seems like the defense is really tight for Byun right now. I just can't imagine Losira getting damage done with Mutas at the moment. Maybe a little bit later.
Well, it seems like the transition for Losira is going to be a bunch of Roaches. Roach speed going to come out here. No doubt Ravager is going to be added into the mix. And at the same time, he's getting +1 air weapons.
Yeah, not too surprised about that. Like, I mean, he already started it. It's not that expensive. And the thing is, like, as Terran spreads out more and reverts to more normal composition, I think that Mutalisk production might be something he wants to go for again. But he's dedicating quite a bit to the Roaches right now, to be honest.
Mineral field
And
depleted.
our observer is trying to show us, I believe, that Byun has seen, in fact, the Roach Warren come out here and the committal to Roaches out of Losira. We already see 1 tank already out. He's making them 1 by 1 to try to defend against this.
Definitely a very good unit to help defend against any sort of Roach-type pushes, especially with those medevacs out. A couple Liberators as well. Yeah, I mean, this is... I can't imagine him really taking too much damage from any attacks.
Yeah. And keep in mind, I'm pretty sure both these players, if they weren't practicing for this match, they were watching the one before. TY versus Sulky.
Yeah.
So maybe Byun watched that match and he's like, I could do that too. Maybe I could just set up something in the middle of the map with a bunch of Liberators.
That's
and,
a good point.
Try to go for that.
That's like the way he used to play anyways. Like the guy would just turtle and wait for you to leave almost. Like he was the most patient player ever. He didn't care if the game was an hour and a half. Yeah. So that's actually, he definitely could go for something like that and just be like, no, we're cutting this in half. And
yeah, it's possible. The difference here is that Losira is committing heavily to Roaches, whereas Sulky was going, Ling Bane, tons of speed Banes right on the map towards the mid game here. And maybe it'll be a bit harder to hold. We see a lot more tanks added in the mix because of this. I think this is possibly reactionary out of Byun, just to deal with what he's going up against. But even tanks are going to help out in the middle of the map if you're going up against this kind of composition. Maybe less Liberators, more tanks.
Yeah, especially because you're going to need medevacs to pull the tanks out of Corrosive Biles.
Yeah, exactly.
If you can dodge all the Corrosive Biles, it's actually going to be very, very nice against a composition like this. So, good call there. We do have those medevacs loaded up right now, kind of ready to go towards that main, but don't forget there are some mutas out to help deal with that as well. Normally against Roach-based compositions, drops are the answer because they don't have anti-air, but there are some mutas, so can be cleaned up.
In position, but not in position at the same time, unfortunately. So 2 medevacs worth of Marines going to come straight into the main, and tons of units being pulled back. It seems like another drop is going on down here, but perfectly defended, as that's where the army of Losira is waiting.
Does actually fly over a Spore right there. Looks like he will force out the drop from his main base, but in the meantime, a very nice move by Byun here through the middle, cleaning up quite a bit of creep.
This is the way to do it. You attack from 3 angles and just draw the Zerg out. I mean, there's mutas, but there's not that many of them. This is a bit of a mistake.
Ooh, yeah, that was really a well-defended base there by Losira, but this drop is doing really quite nicely, and once again, dropping in that main base. Unsure exactly how much he's going to get done, but drones are starting to fall. He's actually doing a lot of damage here.
This is the most annoying thing to deal with. Seems like possible 2 more drops coming into this 4th base, but once again, this is the very defended base, and 2 full medevacs go down, and maybe committing possibly a bit too much to the harassment.
Yeah, you know what? The thing is that Spore and Spine were perfectly placed. Those were MVPs there. Those actually helped to deal with multiple medevacs, multiple drops. I think that if those 2 weren't there, Byun would have done way more damage with these drops. They would have kept going on. He would have had a couple more medevacs perhaps. But anyways, here we are. He is going to have to be very careful here because Losira is starting to push in.
Here come the tanks. Nice position here in this one little nook on Dust Towers that you can get.
Yeah, he does have some liberation zones set up. He's got to be careful in case of Corrosive Biles coming down on that, but he has siege tanks helping to cover as well. Very well turtled up area, and Byun is having his 4th command center finish up, so he's going to be able to expand again, which is really nice.
Yeah. In the meantime, though, Losira taking his 5th base. They're looking to put on the pressure now onto this Terran. If he could break down, well, actually, he's just going to come up top and get the Corrosive Biles onto those tanks, and a big portion of those Marines at the same time.
Yeah, some pretty decent ones, but look at that, actually. Whoa. Did Byun target it? I guess he did.
I think it must have been Byun.
That's kind of cool.
I'm not sure how he killed it so fast, though, with just Marines taking fire from the Zerg here.
Some missed Corrosive Biles right there. Gotta be careful about that, but it looks like Byun can continue to push forward, really showing why he's done so well in tournaments so far in Legacy of the Void.
And I love this, the huge switch into mutas, 12 on the way. He sees there's only 2 Liberators out right now, and a very, very low number of Marines out on the middle of the map. So mutas are going to be the perfect answer to this army.
You're very right about that, and this is what we were talking about early on with keeping that +1 attack upgrade and whatnot. Eventually this became really great. Look at that. Smashes these 2 medevacs.
Oh, God.
and immediately a couple Thors and more Liberators being produced.
Yeah.
The one good thing we can say for Byun right now, that despite the fact that these Mutalisks are out and he's kind of got the wrong composition right now, he has 3-3 on the way, which is going to be pretty decent against a bunch of Mutas with just +1 attack.
Yeah, that's very true. It seems like Losira's kind of skimped on the upgrades. I'm not exactly sure where his armor upgrade is for his ground units.
It's got +2 actually right now.
Okay, so he's got +2 attack on the way, and he has hit that high finally. And uh-oh, look at this, no defense at that 4th base, but finally the Liberator's going to come back.
All right, a couple Thors about to pop out. That's going to be just in time up here. Plenty of missile turrets in here, trying to target down these Liberators, and he's taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, I don't think this is worth it in the end. He's killed 2 Liberators overall, and maybe like a missile turret there. And in the meantime, he's lost 15 Mutalisks throughout the entire game.
Right, and we actually have a big movement right now here by Losira. We have a lot of Corrosive Vials coming down. The Mutas coming to help as well. They're very low on health, but okay, here we go. Actually, a Thor comes up. That's going to help out quite a bit. Some nice pickups on those siege tanks, and will push everything back.
Yeah. Nicely done there, but I can't help but feel that Losira got the better end of that fight. Tons of tanks were taken out, and consider that I think +3 weapons was finished for that fight.
Yeah.
+3 armor seems like it wasn't, but Losira was able to fight that well against a better upgraded composition there. So keep that in mind as Losira nears, Adrenal Glands coming out, 3-3 coming out eventually, Chitinous Plating, as well as those Ultras.
Right now, looks like he will be turtling behind here, and this is what he needs to do, I think. He needs to keep him busy with a few drops while getting a few more units out here. Byun, it's like time to turtle, but if he's not doing small drops, then Losira is going to kill him.
Yeah.
Losira has a lot right now. His upgrades are good. They aren't quite as good as Byun's, but they're enough with how big the map is, how many bases he has.
That's very true. Look at this position from Losira. He knows that 5th base is coming out, and he's got his Mutas right in position to delay this for a bit of time. Getting his Lings as well to come from 2 sides and get the big surround on this army.
That could be a really good one right there. And in fact, the big surround going down. Those Thors being dealt with in a matter of seconds. Coming down towards these siege tanks now. Can Byun actually hold on? He has a planetary here as well.
I think the planetary may save that base, but oh boy, look at this drop. Already 15 drones going down, but I'm not sure it's going to matter.
Yeah, it may not indeed. He's got to deal with what's over at his base, and there's 4 Ultras on the way, 3-3 about to finish. So that's going to be very scary as well. But if Byun can hold on, keep his 4th mining, rebuild his army a little bit, maybe he has a chance after that great drop at the 4th base of Losira.
Well, we're going to have to wait and see. I mean, he lost his 5th there. No defense, no turrets, no nothing. Not mining from his 3rd anymore. It's almost mined out anyway. So he's essentially mining off of 1 base right now.
Yeah, this is pretty rough. And the fact that he didn't actually kill that hatch, I thought he was going to get it, but doesn't look like it. That's really putting him into such a bad position here. Because now we're going to have 3 perfectly mining bases for Losira in a moment.
Yeah, Byun just doesn't have any economy left over outside of that 1 base. He's gonna rely on some more drops to come out here and buy him some time. But Losira already near maxed out once again, as you said, fighting from a bunch of bases. And it looks like Byun is going to attempt to, oh boy.
I love it.
That's
Changeling
so awesome.
into the creep drop.
That is so awesome.
The alley-oop right there.
I mean,
delaying that.
You could just tell that Losira he knows what every next step is for Byun. It's like he's always 1 step ahead of him. He's like, okay, now I know you don't have your 3rd base. You're gonna lift and move to the 5th, but you can't because I'm gonna block it.
Yeah, he knew when there was no more anti-air. He's switching the meters. GG. Losira playing a great series, great tech switches. Really well played. I thought Byun did a very good job, like that multi-pronged grasp when he was doing 3 or 4 drops at once. The Spore plus Spine combo and a few units at that 4th base, really, I felt like that is where things got out of control for Byun. Because that's like, he decided to do something that was so harass heavy that it had to get damage done, or he's just wasted all his money on all these units that aren't going to transition to the later game as well and whatnot, and it just